This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by
Hayabusa. Save 20% off with code FEBNUTS at HayabusaFight.com.
Media Temple. Save 33% off hosting for 3 months with code MMA at MediaTemple.net. Shave Mob. Save $15 off 25 with code 15OFF25. Save 20% off with code MMA Nuts at ProtectTheBed.com. DefenseSoap.com. Serious soap for serious athletes. Save 15% off with code MMA Nuts. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 279.
279er!
My name is Ingo Weigold.
Matt Groove, that was show. By MMA fans, for MMA fans, we walk the line between serious and ridiculous.
Yes.
What's happening? Happy birthday.
Thank you. It was yesterday. We got a little buzzed.
Hammered.
Slightly. But I will say this, all parties fairly responsible, taking Uber and or local transportation.
Taxi.
Yes. So
Uber was half the price of said taxi.
But that crazy guy wouldn't come, would he?
No, this motherfucker, he's like across the street and in front of LA Fitness or whatever the fucking gym is. And like, motherfucker, I'm at the bar. Q Bar.
Who's going to be at LA Fitness at 2 in the morning?
LA Fitness.
Hello.
No, Q Bar. Q Bar. Click.
Hung up.
He canceled that. Next one available, 15 minutes away.
Yes.
I'm so fucking tired. Let's go. There's a taxi right there. You want to take me home? That guy was fucking crazy, too. Trying to tell me how his car was broken and water pump. I'm like, you're talking shit right now, and I just need to get home. Like, I'm just like,
don't
look
make
at
your
my
problems
phone.
my problems, okay?
Exactly. I don't need any of this, all right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to charge the credit card on the fucking screen. I'm like, I don't want to tip you.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to tip you in cash, so let's walk me through this shit.
No, it was good times. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah,
Matt got me some cool comics and a nice book. As I have told him for many weeks or months now, is at nighttime I prefer to kind of get rid of the electronics, maybe turn the TV off and, spank it.
Beat off at a semi-furious pace.
That's right. But I urge you to attempt this at least once or twice a week. Just turn everything off. Anything that requires power off, and do something that does not require power, if for an hour or two before bedtime. I think it makes it. Yes. You can spank off for 2 hours straight. My hat's off to you. Jesus, that's too long.
Yeah, you're gonna hurt yourself or others. I don't know.
But speaking of that,
hey, I want to show you this real quick before we get out. Well, two things. We're not on the Reddit MMA podcast page, so we need some help from all you fans. So I will post a link in the show notes. Can you guys email the mods over there and get us added to the MMA podcast section? There's like 100 fucking podcasts. We are not listed. So
we need to be listed.
Get us listed.
BBC all day, son.
That's right. Big dicks in your ass is fantastic for your health. So we got that going. And then did you see Sage Northcutt wishes you a happy Valentine's Day?
No, I did not see this. Interesting.
What do you make of that?
I'm not sure. I'm a little concerned for that man. He may have some aversion to some perversion.
Thank you. The aversion to the perversion.
Yes. Speaking of which, I was going to ask you this a second ago.
Yeah.
But on the underground, there's been some threads going around lately, and they are would you rather. Okay. I'll just give you one because this one made me laugh. All right. So Matt.
Yeah.
Would you rather, and this is along the same subject line, have 1,000 sneezes in your face, or 1 drop of cum in your mouth, and it's not your own?
Jesus Christ.
Ah, yeah, 1,000 sneezes versus 1 drop of cum from not your cum.
Well, I think you have to take the sneezes because the cum could give you a diseases.
Let's say it's disease-free, guaranteed. The sneezes could give you diseases.
Sneezes and diseases.
Fuck crazy.
I'll take the drop of cum.
All right.
Fuck it.
That's a tough one.
If there's no disease,
then
I'll take the drop of cum.
All right.
Do I have to milk it out?
No.
Because then I want a face full of it.
How are you going to milk out a drop of cum?
I don't know.
Some 80-year-old guy.
A 100-year-old man.
Shooting like fucking baby powder blanks with a little bit of... No. Anyways.
Coming out at light speed.
I thought that was funny.
Light speed.
If you guys have any would you rathers, this would be a great segue to an email question. So, send us some shit. These are always good. Would you rather? Keep it simple like that.
That's right.
It's always interesting. Shall we get into some news?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, I don't want to bring the show down, but I will say, rest in peace, Mr. Kevin Randleman. Unfortunately, he left us, day or two ago.
Yes.
And it sounds quite unfortunate. I'll drink to that. Yes, thank you. Heart attack, right? Supposedly at 44. Yeah. And you have to wonder, what sort of damage did this man do to himself over the course of a career that would lead him to have these potential problems at this stage of his life?
I don't know. That man, like if you said the word staff, that's the guy that I would think of, either him or Damian Maia.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I mean, I've seen so many pictures of Randleman and huge sections of his body chunked out, and it's not a pleasant sight or experience. I had one, and it was gross.
Yeah. Is that like a sign of immune, what do you want to even call it, deficiency? Not like AIDS style, but just
it's just like a breakdown because you're overtraining, and you're trying to, and all the germs in the gyms, and if the gyms aren't clean, and
and redlining your body with supplements, running it in at 10,000 RPM, like nonstop kind of thing. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see in the next 10 or 15 years if there's more of this sort of thing. Like we start to see younger guys that have been through the sport go in one way or shape or another.
And who was that other guy you were just telling me
Dave
about?
Mirra, the BMXer who just took his life about a week ago or so. Apparently he had CTE, so they just found out. And now there's a big thing about they're going to check out, the professional, not cycling, BMXing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that's one of those ones that you can't diagnose until someone's dead.
Yeah.
Which, if
maybe
that's true, well, hopefully. I mean, it seems like we're going down this path of at least shit's like we're starting to understand it a little bit better. Mm-hmm. But we got to diagnose it before this shit happens, because it's happening a lot, and it happens a lot to, I think, I want to say like the hockey enforcers, when it goes back to those guys. They had a lot of those guys commit suicide.
Yeah.
Fucking problems.
Because they're beating each other to a pulp all day long.
And they're noodles. I mean, you talk about bare knuckle fist fights, punching helmets, whatever gets in your way, right?
Why not?
And then get back out there next game. Fuck it. You're concussed. We don't give a shit, so.
Yeah, the noggin is like on everyone's.
Yeah, it's nice that they can't keep whitewashing it away anymore. And then I still want to see that concussion movie. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, with Will Smith?
Yeah.
Is that on rental yet?
I don't know.
I want to see that. Might be too soon, but I'd like to see that as well. That one looks pretty good. But part of it, I wonder too, is like how much of it is like what you're going to find out. This is all studies funded by the NFL, just to kind of smoke and mirrors. Like, hey, check out this sport. Oh no, did you know about this and that and whatever? But yeah, I think
isn't that how a majority of these studies do?
Probably.
It's always someone with a vested interest in something,
of course,
running the study.
Yes.
Come up with opposite results.
But I mean, either way, I mean that is a major issue, and I think in general that. I think we don't realize how.
Oh, what were you telling me about soccer too, right?
Oh yeah, they banned headers in Illinois for children under 10, and I think this is potentially a U.S. wide thing. Basically, they're looking at potential brain injuries from heading the soccer ball at young ages, susceptible to all this. And I always wonder too, like kids are so rough and tumbly, right? Like how many concussions? I mean, I've seen my own kids get knocked around pretty good, and I'm like, I don't know. My wife is always like, do you think they have a concussion? I'm like, how the fuck do I know?
I mean,
like, if they're all acting sleepy and weird, and I'd be worried at that point. But unless that happens, I mean, how would you even know? I mean, they're so small. It's like the brain.
Well, I think when you're smaller too, you can bounce back from
malleable.
Yeah, you're real gooey, if that makes sense.
Well, the skull doesn't really firm up until when? I think it's not for like 7, 8, 9. I think the plates don't fuse or whatever till you're older. So I mean, there's all that too. It's weird. The brain, we don't realize how fragile we are. The brain is so important. This thing up here, which you only use like 7% or something.
I use 110%.
Do you?
All the time.
That makes a lot of sense.
I am the smartest man alive.
Probably.
Or not.
What?
I don't know. What else you got?
We want me to do more news?
Yeah, okay. run through them all.
All right, I'll go there.
Do it.
All right, so on a lighter topic and much more fun, Ronda Rousey, Sports Illustrated cover, one of 3, and the other 2 also looking quite voluptuous. They went like, what if you want to quote like the internet terms BBW on us here. So
Ashley Graham, thank you.
Yes.
My new favorite woman.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
And then there's a blonde too, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who she was because once I saw that other girl, I was like, that's my speed.
That's your speed?
That's my speed.
I think she's from the UK.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She probably has a sweet accent.
She's like a plus size model or some shit. And she's making her round. Like she's blew up like
literally and figuratively.
Yes. So
yes.
It's interesting that it seems that they were saying that the average female size in the United States is, which again, women's fucking sizes make no sense, but is 14. And this woman is a 14. So whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it though. I don't know if that's something with as you get older, your taste changes. Because I was thinking back if I was 20 looking at that, I'd be like, ew.
Yes.
What is that?
Maybe it's like a wholesome kind of a, that woman is like wholesome. In a way. Something. I don't know.
Something.
You know?
It's all good. So Ronda Rousey's in there too.
Yeah.
And
it's coming out, I think, this month sometime. So there's pictures online. She's looking pretty good. And, it seems like the Rousey train keeps on rolling. It's like it doesn't ever stop. It's just.
Good. It's great, if she's going to have a career outside of fighting, which it looks like it is. And I want to say they were talking maybe November for her to come back.
Okay.
Still a long time away. And who knows what the women's division is going to look like by the time she gets back. You have Holm and Miesha Tate fighting here shortly at what?
Yes.
UFC 196.
196, yes.
And we'll see what happens. That's another fight that could go either way. And then does Ronda come back and fight one of them for the title? We don't know.
Maybe both.
Three-way?
Scissor fighting.
A three-way?
Yes,
I'm
three-way match.
Support this. I will approve.
Yes. Speaking of postponing major fights, Matt Brown had some interesting things to say regarding the recent news that CM Punk has some sort of disc problem in his back.
The guy is old. He's 37.
And his quote are, what's his name again? That fucking wrestler guy, that fucking Punk guy. He's injured now. He's pussing out again. So it's one of those things where we joke about it. I know what'd you say? He's never going to actually
He's never going to fight.
Why would he?
Doesn't have to.
Just
pretends to, he pretends to be a wrestler. Now he pretends to be a UFC fighter.
Yes. But I think he's pretty popular, right?
I have no idea. I don't, and this is the one thing I don't understand too about, the MMA world and this fake wrestling world. It seems like a lot of the people that are into MMA, at least from the reporter side, are really into this fake wrestling shit. I don't get it. I was never into it as a kid, and I don't understand this correlation between the two where if you're following some of these people on Twitter and they're tweeting about this fucking wrestling and that, fuck off. Put that on another Twitter or something.
Like Mauro Ranallo's big into it, right? I think
he's
Ariel
doing
Helwani's
announcing for one of those.
I think
now.
Maybe it's the whole entertainment aspect, because it's similar in that respect, right? The entertaining the crowd and riling up the crowd, like guys like Connor McGregor and Chael Sonnen. They have that crossover kind of thing going, where you're not sure where's the line between reality and not. Who are these people really? Nobody knows, Maybe it's that. But we'll see. I don't think he fights ever. There's no point for him to do it. And,
No, and then this is, I think, the second injury he's had. I thought he had his shoulder.
Yeah.
And now back. And, he's 37. And I don't even know from his pro wrestling days or his fake wrestling days, how many injuries did he sustain over there?
Well, things that we even don't know about probably, too.
So, you got to think his body is just broken.
Yeah.
Which makes it even more impressive when you think about Brock Lesnar fighting. Like, how fuck, Jesus Christ. I don't know how many years he did that fake wrestling for, but man, those guys, that may be even the worst sport for your health afterwards. We talked about maybe football might be, maybe MMA. We don't know yet because it's still so young.
Wrestling might be above both of those.
The fake wrestling.
Wasn't that on the HBO thing too, the Brian Gumbel one, or was that something else?
Might have been.
I thought that was a segment, something about wrestling.
I don't remember.
And them getting a lot of injuries from that. And it was in the painkiller thing. The
prescription thugs.
That's right. Which, did we tell people to watch that? That's a good one. Yeah, I think we did.
Mm-hmm.
It remains to be seen. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say they probably are, because I don't think there's much of a time off for those guys.
No.
I think it's just go,
Every
go,
week,
and
sometimes twice a week.
fucking painkiller it up, steroid it up.
Yep.
You know, let's just keep
get huge
redlining this until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
I got more.
Run
All
through
right.
them
So
all.
speaking of old guys, we got Bisping and Anderson Silva getting a little bit lippy in their last meeting, which just happened a couple days ago, and Silva, I'll take you through it.
Mm-hmm.
Bisping, see you in London, my friend. See you, buddy, replied Silva. Good luck to you. Say hi to your family. He says, Bisping says, no Viagra. Silva was laughing. He goes, no, just my fist to your face. And he said, no. Bisping says, my shin to your chin. You're too old, and look at your beard. You're old and slow. He said, yes, I am, but I'm more smart. I was a champion for a long time, remember? And then they kind of had like a weird hug thing going on. And then Silva was like, I understand your frustration never going for a belt, but this is your chance. You need to do it for your people. This is your chance. And then Bisping basically starting to go on a rant about, you do it like not on steroids and talking about Viagra. And it was like weirdly playful, yet kind of like two pit bulls just kind of like, showing off a bit, like little like little, it was weird. Did you watch the video?
Mm-hmm.
I found it odd. I don't know if it's like real or fake or both.
It's both.
And they're both kind of battered and banged up, like old school. Bisping with the eye and Silva with the leg, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
And this is that match that I've always wanted to have happen.
But not now. It's like, come on.
Well, I know, because back in the day, Bisping would have got murdered.
Oh yes,
we got murdered.
He may still. I don't know. He may still. Which eye was it? Left or right? Do you remember?
I think it's his right eye that's jacked up.
Oh, yeah, that could be bad. Silva's pretty quick with that left.
I'm like, fuck, man.
It's a couple weeks away.
Yeah, and this is. I'm trying to play it out in my head again of both these guys. 3, 4 years ago, it's fucking Spider all day, all night, all day. Now, like, it might be a 50-50 right now. It could
be. If Bisping can cardio him and get the wrestling going, that's a tough fight. Because he's a pretty good grappler too. Like, I don't think he gets submitted with, on top. So it's like, if he's on top, I don't know. It's looking bad for Silva. The old guy with
if he decides to not lead, you've seen what happens if someone doesn't lead for Anderson. Anderson likes to counter. Like, we can have a really boring ass fight.
You could.
Maybe Bisping will impersonate Nick Diaz and lay down in the octagon. Awesome. Like, fuck, he did this. I'm gonna try this.
Still the craziest thing ever. It's like, I don't think he'll ever top that.
No, I mean, as far as like the craziest round ever in MMA.
Yeah,
that was it.
That was good stuff. So, and this fight's happening in London, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, props to Silva for taking this shit, because that's a tall order. I know Bisping's like, I think he's loved. The people love to hate him, but in his home country, I think he's still pretty popular. Is that light blinking again?
No. I thought I heard like thunder or something, like a kung kung.
Okay. Thunder.
Na, 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 thunder.
All right,
we just pulled your video off of YouTube.
Copyright infringement. You're done. All right, let me see. What else do I got? I'll keep going here. Mm-hmm. Speaking of old guys, St. Pierre. Gotta stop saying that. It's like, strike that from my vocabulary.
What?
Speaking of, fuck that. As I was saying, St. Pierre detailing his decision to leave the UFC recently. And it's odd because I feel like he's popping up in the news more and more and more. It leads me to believe that perhaps he's very serious and potentially going to come back.
Yeah.
But he was saying that he kind of like stopped having fun the last few fights. He was taking them just because he felt obligated and he had to, and it was a grind. And like his OCD is so crazy, which apparently he really has OCD, and he just gets so involved in this shit.
Old cock disorder.
Yes, he likes NCD now, new cock, so it's better.
Nice.
New cock better than old cock.
He's a 1 drop of cum taker versus 1,000 sneeze in your face taker.
Definitely.
Okay.
Rectally. So, and basically, he said he stepped away because of that, but he keeps talking and talking. He's like in the news every week now. So why is that?
Because these guys will never get away. Like, you can't. I don't think they can ever stay retired. You can't ever scratch that itch. BJ Penn, right? He's coming back. He's gonna fight.
Yeah, that thing got moved around to like April something, right?
Yeah, I think 197's the rumor now.
Yep.
I think he comes back. It's just a question of who is he going to fight, because I hear there's maybe a rumor of Connor McGregor, GSP. A lot of talk of Connor moving up to 170
Wouldn't
after
that be
he
fucked
fights.
up? He gets the belt, and then he fights GSP at like 185 because GSP won't come to 170. Wouldn't that be something? It's the beginning of a GSP 185 era.
That's fine. I'm okay
He's
with
old now.
Well, I think too, as the guys get older in age, you should move up the weight
You
class
should.
and don't keep going down. I think the speed gets
kills.
slower as you get older, and then also as you move up in weight class, your degradation may keep you in pace with the rest of the people.
Yes, I concur.
I think I actually like him at 185. I'd like to see that.
GSP?
Yeah.
I do too.
Okay.
He was never really a small welterweight.
No.
I mean, he was fairly big, so it's like, I don't know, it might work out well for him.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I got until knowledge. I have one piece, which is interesting.
Okay.
I'll save for later. What do you got?
So there's this rumored Roy Jones Jr. pay-per-view. I don't know if it's true or not. It seems like bullshit, but basically he's going to have a boxing match against some fan. I don't know how they're going to win, but whoever that person is going to make $100,000.
Okay. Does he have to last a specific
I don't
number
know.
of rounds or anything?
I would get in there to get my ass kicked. I wouldn't mind that for $100,000.
It's just so crazy. I think people don't realize what kind of levels. Like,
Yeah, you're not going to hit that guy.
you can't. You won't even grab him.
I mean,
you try to hold him, you probably can't even do that.
The only punches you're going to land are going to be on yourself. Like, you might as well just go out and start hitting yourself. Do those count? Just landed 5 on myself.
Crazy, man.
Punch yourself in the titties, Ronda Rousey.
Why are they doing this? It's like a sort of spectacle.
Well, yeah, it's a total spectacle. And then he's going to have a rumor MMA match, Ken Shamrock versus Dan Severn. A pro wrestling match, Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio. And then a grappling match, Chael Sonnen versus Michael Bisping.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't see how any of these are going to happen because Bisping's fighting in like a week or so.
Yeah.
Shamrock's fighting on Friday.
Yeah.
So.
Sounds a little wacky.
I mean, if it happens, okay, whatever. I'm in for some spectacle. I don't know about you, but.
I'm in, and these guys are all not part of the UFC, so that's okay. Because I think.
Well, Bisping is.
Isn't he on his last fight of his contract? I thought he was. No? Does he have more?
I have no idea what their status is. And Sonnen should be off a suspension relatively
he got suspended.
short. But it's also grappling, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, because wasn't it Ben Henderson who said recently that he liked Bellator allowing him to do competitions and stuff, which it made it seem like the UFC doesn't like that?
Yeah.
So
he said they basically look down upon him to, like, fuck you, don't do that. Because I mean, I get it from the business standpoint. You don't want your fighter to possibly get injured, but you need
or
to
get beat by somebody that in a grappling match. Does it matter?
I don't care about that. I don't want to see him hurt. You know, if he gets hurt, then he's out. He can't fight. He can't headline. So you only have X amount of people that can headline. So you want to protect your stars. But, you know, him going over to Bellator is like, ooh,
yeah,
gonna be fun. Can't wait.
Hells yeah.
I want to see more people test that. And then as we were talking about those guys, so we have Ken Shamrock versus Royce Gracie 2.
I like it.
What their ages again? 52 and 49.
Jesus. The geriatric league.
Seriously, it's crazy because.
What kind of cardio these guys have?
Who do you think wins that one? It's kind of a weird matchup. I mean, Ken's probably going to have about 40 pounds. We're looking over here because I have a poster from UFC 3 over here that Royce signed.
That Vine, what is that shit that people are doing?
I just posted a picture. I have a
Periscopes.
picture. Post it again, but.
That'd be something interesting. Periscope during the show.
Yeah. Who do you think wins?
My money's on Royce. I like his chance.
Yeah.
But do we know if he's wearing the gi or not?
I don't know yet. And where is it? Is this going down on like an Indian burial ground?
Something weird.
I don't know where Bellator.
If you're gonna
pull off, no, this is Bellator. So this is a 40-pound weight discrepancy.
Okay.
So
I got confused because the whole other thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But
I thought that was. Doesn't Bellator own them or something? I don't know. Anyways, I like Royce Gracie's chances. I really do.
Yeah, I think I'm putting my money on Royce. Out cardio him. Get the submission.
Didn't you have like a 3-hour fight or something before, or 3-day fight, Royce?
Probably.
Was he the guy who fought for like 12 days or a month?
Probably. And well, I think that's old school, street rules, Royce Gracie. And then I'll switch into this other topic about Royce. I was watching an interview with him. He was talking about how jiu-jitsu is being taught these days. And he said a lot of these schools are kind of teaching it wrong, where they're teaching jiu-jitsu more on the sport level and not the self-defense level.
That's true.
And you're starting on the ground and you're grappling. It's not like, let's start standing and work on, okay, if someone throws a punch, here's how you do it. I mean, do you agree with that, or?
Agree. I don't know if it's good or bad. I guess it depends what your goals are. You know? I think starting on the ground all the time, the benefit is less risk for injury. So I definitely know that, I mean, when I was pretty active, you know, at Capritos, I think the days we started standing a lot, I definitely noticed that more guys get banged up, or they're more tired. There's definitely higher risk for injury, because I don't think people don't realize, like, even just for that, versus never mind, you're not even punching, but you're trying to take someone down in addition to grappling versus just grappling on the ground. That's a whole nother, like, different level of energy expenditure. Like that, you know. So yeah, I think it's both good and bad. The good thing is that it opens up more opportunity for people from all over to kind of enjoy the sport, because it's not this high pressure of like Krav Maga, right? Remember Krav Maga, George?
Yes.
Like, it's not so scary, right? But at the same time, does it create a false confidence in you, because you can think you can do well, but in the real life situation, like,
right? You got to understand it from a self-defense standpoint. And I was thinking back to when I first learned jiu-jitsu, was '94. From John Machado, and he taught it to me self-defense wise. Like,
which is what it
okay,
should be, right?
like he's showing me like takedowns and get to mount. Okay, now you're in mount. Here, you can throw 3 elbows. You can throw an elbow like this, like that, or if the guy really fucked you, like fucked your girlfriend or something, you want to like do some damage, throw your elbows straight up and down. Like, okay. So really focusing on the self-defense aspect, and I think that's probably what got ingrained in me. And then when we're doing the Krav Maga, I'm always like, yeah, okay, self-defense. And then when we're training under Caprito and some of the other instructors, my head's still going self-defense, because we'd be learning these moves. I'm like, if I'm in mount, I'm not hopping off for a fucking armbar. Yeah. I'm staying here and doing this. I'm like, I'm never going to armbar somebody. Yeah. I'm in a street fight. Well, I don't want to be on the ground, but if I am, I'm going to be dropping elbows like a motherfucker. Yeah.
I don't know about arm bars and shit in street fights. I think the chokes are pretty safe. Chokes and punches and kicks and knees and elbows. But the arm bars and the joint manipulation, I mean, if that's probably just going to piss somebody off. Like, you know what I mean?
And well, the problem is too, though, when you choke somebody out, they wake back up. Good point. If I've choked, to say maybe I've choked out a few people back in the day, they may have turned blue back in the day.
Like, oh.
And then they wake up and they're so pissed off.
Oh, nice.
And they're like, fuck,
now you've embarrassed them, too.
I have to fight you again, motherfucker?
Yes.
Like, I could have killed you.
Yeah.
Like, but yes. So,
I don't know. I tend to agree. And you know, but how do you, I don't know. Because, I mean, the money isn't in the self-defense aspect of it. The money is in the tournaments and training a team and doing well in competitions. And you still learn the art, and you learn, but maybe not 100%. And I do know that in the bell testing at Compritos, the self-defense shit is still in there. So, like, you have to know certain things that maybe he doesn't teach all the time, but as you get prepared for your next belt level, there are things that are from the old school that are still in there. You have to demonstrate ability to do certain things, or like do a takedown, multiple takedowns, like if someone's going to punch and all that, or kick, or, you know, but they don't really teach it regularly. So
no.
I don't know.
Maybe that's also like gi versus no gi too. No gi seemed more of self-defense type of style versus the gi, because you're not fucking dealing with handles and, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too in the Midwest, you know, where it's primarily colder, right? Especially in 5 to 6, 7 months of the year. People do wear jackets and stuff, so from that respect, like you could use that against somebody. But you know, if you're like in California, when the fuck's anyone gonna wear a coat? Like, never, right? I mean, like if they have a shirt on, you know, they're wearing like
Uriah Faber with like a tank top and flip flops for fuck's sake.
So I think Nogi's more realistic in that sense. And it's weird if you try to do both. For me, it was always like I can't get my head. It's a whole different thing.
It is.
Like it's not the same. So got nothing to grab, and then everyone's like sweaty and slippery, and
you can use your strength a lot more. I think that was the pleasurable thing for me. Like fuck, fine, we'll go strength for strength, and let's try some shit. So interesting. He had it was a nice like 40-minute interview. Him and
old school guys, you know, have old school thinking, and I think they're both right. You know, the new school and the old school. They need to embrace each other and you know, do their thing. What else you got?
UFC Fight Pass adding Glory Kickboxing and Eddie Bravo Invitational. This will be nice. I'm excited for both of those, but probably more so the jiu-jitsu, just to see some of the competitors. And weren't you saying, I don't know who's running this one, but Gary Tonin versus Husamar Paul Harris? Yes.
I think that's an ADCC match, I want to say.
I want to see that one.
That's a crazy fight. And that's what I was confused about earlier with I thought Bellator was involved in this somehow, but I guess not. It's really weird. Like Spike jumped.
They're doing all sorts of crazy shit. Yeah. They started their own kickboxing promotion. Like they were playing around with Glory and then decided, fuck Glory. Spike was like, whatever. And then now they started some other kickboxing org, and I forgot the name of it. It's just something retarded. But that's, you know, Spike.
But are you happy with Fight Pass overall, right? You've had it for a year plus.
It's okay. I haven't been using it as much anymore. Like I'll use it like if we're gonna talk about a fight and whoever's gonna fight someone. I like to go back and watch 2 or 3 of their fights to see what they're doing, what's happening. But unless we're gonna break down a fight, I'm typically not going back and watching stuff.
Is the experience still available on the Xbox? Didn't you say it was kind of choppy on there?
Watching the fights was okay, but the live streaming the quality was shit. Because wasn't it the difference between
720? It
was 720, and we're getting 1080 on fucking.
Wait till you get
cable.
4K.
What does that look like?
4K MMA.
And we get hit like spit, blood, piss, whatever's gonna come right out of your TV.
They have like 5K now, and then there's a new thing that's even higher resolution that I see coming out. It's crazy.
I don't know.
In the TV world, it just keeps bigger and bigger resolution. Big.
It's fucking crazy.
It is crazy. What else you got?
The NBA is considering placing sponsors on their jerseys. Ingo.
You don't say, Matt.
Can you imagine that? And they said 50% of said revenue is going to go to the team, and the other 50% will go to a pool, so that, like, I guess some of the teams in smaller markets will be able to get a bigger chunk of money. But anyway, this is a little weird, no? Because wasn't the UFC the one who was saying, oh, we're trying to be more like these professional sports teams, like the NBA and NFL, not like NASCAR. But now here's the NBA putting a logo on their shit. And who knows if it's going to stop at one. They're just talking about one right now. But who's going to say, what if it becomes NASCAR?
Good. I feel like the league might be struggling. I think basketball is not as popular as people think.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I feel like there's millions and millions of dollars. I sent you that one tweet, or that picture showing, what was it, $176,000 is what one of his tweets is worth to an advertiser?
Yeah, no, I get the players. I just feel, you know, like the markets, I think some of the smaller teams and stuff, they have a hard time staying afloat. So maybe that's part of the reason. Keep the overall product positive, because otherwise you start losing like some of the lower end teams. I don't know, like sports is so weird because you know, obviously there's money in it. There's people who own sports teams and they make shit tons of money, but then, you know, why all of a sudden now? I don't know, you know.
Well, I think they were kicking it around for years, and it just kept getting shelved and shelved. And I think the challenge for the NBA was that they have some players maybe sponsored by a competitor. Okay. So say you're sponsored by Nike, and they're gonna put fucking Reebok on your uniform. Like, oh, do you really want your guy promoting that? It's like, he's not promoting it. He's just wearing the jersey.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to wear it all the time. It's not like fucking UFC and Reebok where you have to wear it all the time.
Just sleep in your Reebok.
Yeah. You lead.
It's like, if you're fucking, you better be wearing Reebok.
Yeah. You better be posting that everywhere. It's the best brand ever.
Yes.
I think that's all I have.
All right.
For news.
Sweet.
Double checking here. Moving right along. Abs and nuts.
Yes.
Brandon Mason asks, who do you think would win a fight between Cain and Arlovski? And if that fight was announced, would you be excited to see them throw down?
Yeah, man. I dig it. I like Cain's chances, though. Arlovski, I don't know. Cain's got a lot of volume. That's the problem with Arlovski. Doesn't do well with the whole people hitting him
pressure.
A lot. Yes. So
pressure.
I like Cain's chances.
I don't think Cain's ever going to come back.
You think
actually.
No?
I think he's done. His body is just wrecked. You think about the injuries he's had.
Yeah.
I don't know. Knees. Every time someone talks about Cain, they keep showing him in these crazy fucking powerlifting bullshit. Trainer, blow your knees out on these leg extensions. Do this, 203-pound kettlebell. Look at him almost lifted off the ground 100 times.
Yes.
What are you doing? Max reps, max power, max weight.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. And then you wonder why this guy's body is just wrecked.
Yeah.
And one of his training partners was saying it's part of the problem, too, is he's so mentally strong that he doesn't listen to his fucking body and just tries to plow through everything. So it's like a double whammy.
That's the Mexican in him. Fucking Mexicans are
just
tough as
hammered
shit.
through that shit.
Oh my God! You ever watch the Mexican boxers when there's two Mexican guys?
Tough as fuck.
There's blood everywhere, and they're just still going 10 rounds later, just going banana. They're tough. It's a tough culture. They have an ethic of just perseverance. I think it's a shame though. That guy was on such a tear, and then what happened?
Injuries.
USADA?
Injuries. Well,
elevation.
You never know. Could be both, right? We will never know that one. Ryan Smith asks, who do you see being the main event for UFC 200? And he's got a GSP comeback, Conor versus
anybody versus GSP. There you go.
Yeah, well, the one rumor is too, obviously Conor moving up if he beats Rafael dos Anjos. Well, let's go up to 170.
I can't even put my head around that though. If that happens, the world will implode. Dude, how big is this head going to be if he gets this belt?
See, that's where I'm kind of rooting for the guy because I don't have any hate or I'm kind of neutral to Conor McGregor, but in the aspect of seeing a guy want to go from 45 to 55 to 170, I love it. I love it. Fucking just win so I can see what happens when you go up there. But as far as who's going to be the main event, I think it's got to be
Is that what we're
I think we're late July. It might slide into August with them manipulating the numbers around.
John Jones might be on this card.
Yeah, I'm trying. When is his fight? He's April.
Coming up soon. Yeah, it's got time. It's got 3 months from May, June, July. It could
so I
be
mean,
done.
you got to put your biggest names on it, and it's got to be title fights, unless you want to run an all heavyweight card.
Ooh.
We haven't done that one in forever. Or I think the other rumor was an all 170 card. We did that, or a bunch of 170s. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But you got to have your biggest names.
You got to have at least
you got to have a
3
Conor
title fights.
McGregor.
Yep. The last one had 2 title fights, right? And 3 super fights. The 2 UFC 100, wasn't it 2 title fights? GSP.
Yep.
Anderson Silva. No. No, Brock Lesnar.
Well, you got Brock Lesnar, Frank Mir, GSP, Thiago Alves, and then you have Dan Henderson and Michael Bisping.
That's right.
And then John Jones, I think, fought on the undercard.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot against who. It might have been Jake O'Brien. I don't remember.
Oh,
who.
interesting. Okay.
But, yeah. The card was thick.
Stacked. Plus, they all delivered. That's the other thing is this you can I think there's been many card who's been stacked and then it just doesn't deliver, but when it actually delivers, like that card did, that was the Bisping fucking
the
highlight.
forearm shiver.
Yeah.
I'll still watch that all the time.
Yes.
It's that, and then the other GIF that's been circulating is when Bisping and Mayhem were coaches on the Tough Show, and Bisping just won the coaches challenge, and he jumps up on the air hockey table. He's like, "Yeah, motherfucker! Yeah, I got all the money!" And then he jumps off and falls and fucking smacks his head, and everyone's dying laughing. Like, that's classic. I love that shit.
That's a good one. People love to hate him. It's great. Matt,
Me.
Yes.
And Eighth Wall on Twitter, he's got a bunch of questions for us. So here we go. Is Tyron Wooodley fight at UFC 200 inevitable? And who would be the best opponent for him?
Robbie Lawler?
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I might even agree. 110%.
Oh, wow. Amazing. I like it.
It's true. Well, he's ranked number 2. Like, he should be.
Who else gonna fight?
McDonald is above him. McDonald already had a shot. It's time for Woodley.
Connor McGregor jumps Tyron Woodley.
Well, all these people calling for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson to fight for the title. Like, no. He beat Johnny Hendricks, a weird version of Johnny Hendricks. I don't know what was wrong with him.
Him and BJ Penn got sucked into some time-space continuum, and like everything got fucked up. We don't know what happened.
I have no idea.
They went somewhere together and came back, and that's what happened. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
It was really awkward.
It's related to GSP.
The aliens, thank you. The rectal probes.
Yes.
Like fucking Cartman on South Park.
Perfect.
All right, you step into the cage for your first championship fight. Who is the dream team in your corner? Cyborg doesn't count. Son of a bitch.
I feel like we've had this question.
Well, this is just your corner. I don't think anybody's ever asked, who do you want in your corner?
Corner?
Yeah.
All right. Greg Jackson. Nick Diaz.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And this is total diametrically opposing viewpoints. And then I need like a super, like, smart guy. Who would we go? Like, we need like, do you need to have 3 or 2?
You can go 2. It doesn't matter.
And I'll take Stitch, because I know he'll take care of me. Right?
That's a good point.
Yes.
I didn't think about a cut man.
Yeah.
I'm going Edmund Trevarrion.
Oh, Jesus.
Rampage Jackson.
Perfect.
And fucking anybody from BJ Penn's camp.
Perfect. You're doing great. Kick his ass.
I am winning 100 of the fights.
Yes.
I don't even have to show up for the next round. I'm so far ahead in the judges' scorecards.
You're winning.
Everything I'm doing, perfect.
Good job, champ.
Thanks.
Keep going.
More of the same. Kick his ass.
That's awesome.
But in reality, I'd probably take the Greg Jackson, Mike Winkeljohn, Faraz Zahabi. And
I forgot about Faraz, yeah.
I don't know if that's too many cooks in the kitchen, but
maybe.
if I have to take one out, I'm taking Faraz out because I'd rather have the Greg Jackson and Winkeljohn because they're going to give it to me straight.
I know. I know my third besides the cut man.
There you go.
Fucking, see, my brain is not working.
Frank Mir's dad.
No. Longo and
Matt Serra.
Yes.
Okay. They'll give it to you straight.
He'll give it to you straight, but he might make you laugh. If things are going bad, at least you can laugh about it, right?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yes. That show is gold, by the way. When is the next episode
I don't know.
coming out?
They just filmed. Well, they were in Minnesota recently.
Okay. I love that show.
It's
so good.
So good. You're right.
Go on YouTube or Fight Pass. I think has it too, right? What is it called? Fighter.
Dana White, like looking for a fight.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Go check it out.
All right, you step into a cage. We already did that one. Let's do it again.
Yes.
If John Bones Jones wins, does the crowd boo or cheer?
Yes.
If DC wins, does the crowd boo or cheer?
I'm gonna also have to say yes.
Well, predict the loudest reaction.
Wow, that's a tough one. Where is this happening? Vegas?
Yeah.
I think DC gets booed more than he gets cheered, and John Jones gets cheered more than he gets booed.
Yeah. We're agreeing too much today.
Yeah.
I think this version of John is more likable. If he continues to, he had that
DUI,
that long.
Then you just have a thing with a driving with no license.
Yeah.
But like,
that thing, and it's like people are blowing out of proportion. I could give a shit. Just did he hurt anybody? No. Do I drive without a license ever? No. But whatever. His whatever, that 1 hour interview where he's walking through the park with Ariel Helwani is actually like being himself for the first time. If he can continue down that path, I think he'll win more fans. Go get some fans, John. Come on. So I will say you'd be cheered.
Well, the one thing I will say, and I don't know if that's true, that's really him or what, but at this point he's already lost everything. What does he have to lose by just being himself, right? He doesn't have things really to lose. So he doesn't have to have this fakeness. Just be you, like you said. And if that's you, that's you. If you swear, if you're, I don't know, if you're out there with like strippers all the time and doing your thing, fine, just be you. You know, I think people can love that kind of person.
Yeah.
I think people don't like fake. No.
We smell that 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
And that's why you still hate him.
I do. I just want
day.
the real man. I'm not gonna judge. Just be you, but don't feed me this line of bullshit like about how you're holier than thou. And
super religious.
Come on. Yeah.
Stopping crime or whatever it
He
is. Like I got a championship fight, but I'm gonna stop this robber and fucking
that was still a
wretch's
I
ankle.
still say that was like staged.
Well, it sounded to me like a drug deal gone bad.
Could be.
I'm just saying.
Craig's driving. Shut up,
John needs this coke. We gotta get the coke.
That shit probably really happened. That's the thing.
Oh my god. That's the only thing that makes sense because you know they're gonna be in some sketched out part of town.
Oh yeah.
All right. Name the welterweights who Conor McGregor can defeat.
Welterweights?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'd say Carlos Condit.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Brown.
Yeah, he came to mind. Although he's tough as shit.
And I'll throw another one out there, which I think would be a great fight. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Yeah.
I think he can beat him. I think he needs to deal with more of the strikers and nobody with any kind of wrestling or a ground game because I think Damian Maia destroys him.
Yeah.
He's got to get him on the ground, but I think he can get him on the ground. It doesn't look too hard.
The one thing I'd like to see, and I know this probably would never happen, and the timing is all off, but him versus Dan Hardy.
Oh, Jesus.
Talk about like a fight of fights. If Dan can come back and win a fight or two, and Conor's like not in the mix for the championship because maybe he lost a little bit, put those two guys. That would be freaking.
That's a fun one.
Oh yeah, fireworks. Nobody's going to the ground.
No, but that's what you need to feed this guy.
Yes.
And when he fights Rafael dos Anjos, I hope Rafael decides to take it to the ground and not try to. Don't stand and bang it out, please.
He's gonna try to melt him. I think that's his.
Yeah. I mean, I'll stick by my prediction. I said Conor's going to lose within 1 or 2 fights, and it's either Rafael or his next fight.
Next guy?
Yeah.
All right.
Because he's not good on the ground. He's not good. He had nothing to offer for a 2-week train. Chad Mendez on top, just kind of riding it out. Riding it out. Now you go up against someone else as a killer on the ground. It'll be a long day for McGregor.
That's right.
All right, which will come first? CM Punk's first UFC fight or his 40th birthday?
40th birthday.
Yeah. He ain't fighting. No, he's ain't happening. He's 37. There's no way.
I don't see I don't understand the motivation even. He's already rich.
Yeah, you're a millionaire.
Why does he want to fight? He's not going to fight. No chance.
Deployed. Sell video games.
That's
right. And Rodrigo Machado would close it out. See, if you guys could choose one fighter to go on a 2-fight losing streak, a 3-fight losing streak, and a 4-fight losing streak, who would you guys pick? Personally, I would pick BJ Penn to come out of retirement and lose 2 more fights because he sucks.
Boo!
Deal with that, Ingo.
Boo!
I would pick Conor McGregor to go and lose 3 fights to see if that humbles him.
No.
That piece of Ireland shit.
Ouch.
And for last, I would pick Mark Hunt for the 4 losing streak because he sucks and is overrated. Deal with it, Matt.
Wow.
Blasphemy in the house of God.
Down. If I could pick anybody,
I don't like to wish hate on people.
No, that's terrible. I don't want to.
So who? Well, okay, Michael Bisping's taking 4 and getting out of the UFC.
Of course. He's not going to have 4 fights if he loses.
Well, it's going to start with Anderson Silva.
Yes.
He's going to knock him into retirement.
Yes. John Jones.
He gets number 3. 2 fight will be Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
She will take her second one when she comes back.
And was that
That's 2, 3, and 4.
2, 3, 4.
Done, and done.
Perfect.
Moving right along. See
that is a shitty question.
I see your heel,
fucking BJ
and I
Penn.
Approve.
Yeah, he's just trying to.
I will allow it.
Fuck you, sir. Trying to talk shit about BJ Penn.
Knowledge.
Hey, I got some knowledge.
Good.
Finally, after like a year. Star Wars: The Force Awakens apparently syncs up to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. You ever do that?
Everything syncs up to
the Wizard
that,
of Oz. It's weird, right? You ever do the Wizard of Oz thing?
No.
Very trippy, very cool. This apparently does perfectly. It's like as well, which is strange and weird and cool at the same time. So might have to bust that. You've never done the Wizard of Oz with dude, you can see that. I think YouTube has it now already mixed together. Check that shit out. Good stuff.
Maybe there is like a combination of winning in there. And they theme it somehow.
Oh, you're talking about like a kind of like a rock song has a pattern.
Yeah.
Music and movies have patterns in telling a story, and because Pink Floyd is the way they are, they told the story in a song in a certain way.
He gets me.
Album, is that what you're trying to
Ingo
say?
gets it.
The
yes.
album. So the album has a cadence, and it's also
Yeah.
similar to what's. Oh, maybe that's a good. I never thought of that. It could be why. Because it does.
Like the
It ebbs
stupid
and
pop songs, how
Yeah.
they just keep
Oh, I
churning
hate
them
those.
out.
I hate those.
And it's like there's a combination to the song, and it's like once you know that, it's like just plugs
Keep going.
bullshit
I mean,
in.
look at the Beatles. I mean, not to cap on them. I mean, they were great, but that was their whole career was based on, just a formula of having these pieces that work together in their music. And a lot of the great bands have that. It's just kind of interesting. I wonder if somebody could. Maybe somebody already has done a study.
Oh, I'm sure.
Dissected
There's
this
so
to
many
death.
studies out there.
Yes.
It's crazy.
So, but I'll have to do that. You really have never done Wizard of Oz? Wow. This is a summertime thing. You know what's great?
Here we go.
Is I've done this before in the summer on an outdoor projector. Sitting around, doing your thing, music blasting, watching this thing. You don't actually have to really pay attention because it kind of ebbs and flows, it goes in and out of sync. But that would be a cool thing to do in the summer, do it outside.
I got that TV in my garage still.
Oh yeah, perfect. Still working?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can bugger out.
Yeah, let's do it. Got any knowledge?
No.
Nothing?
That's it. Shut
Shutting
it
it
down.
down?
It's fucking midnights.
It's crazy.
Not good.
Keeps getting later and later.
I know.
All right, that's been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name is Ingo Weigold.
Matt Griffith.
Next time.
Thanks for playing.